This time on Roadkill, we unearth the elusive barn find 76 Chevy El Camino.
And I think we set a world record for the longest trail of kitty litter ever.
Yo, that guy's gonna beat you with his broom.
I know, I'd like to get out of here now. Don't look him in the face.
Run. We're in North Carolina. Tony and I just flew in here because we found a car on Craigslist that is not the Pinto I was shopping for. It is much worse. Somewhere here on this farm is a 1976 Chevrolet El Camino that at one point went drag racing. And now we are going to go drag racing squared. We're going to go half-mile airport runway racing if we can make this pile of crap run in the next 3 days. I know in the past, I may have done you wrong.
That's true.
But not this time. This will not be another Firebird escapade, unless it is. Hey there.
How you doing?
You must be Tex.
I talked to you on the phone once, and this must be Tony.
Tony, how you doing? Yeah, we spoke on the phone.
Yep. Sorry, I didn't believe any one of you guys. I thought it was a scam.
Oh, we get that a lot.
We're kind of a scam.
Yeah, when you call
Close.
someone and say, how long has the car not run for? Great, we want to come make it run and go race it.
Yeah.
People tend to look at you funny.
Exactly.
I mean, it runs.
It runs.
Oh,
It does run,
Oh, yeah.
but it's been sitting almost 10 years.
No, it's 2007 was the last time I was on the strip. It ran 6 passes. The best time it did was a 7.8 in that 3,300 pound body. It's got a turbo 350 in it with a shift kit, a B&M shifter, and 3,300 stall.
Okay.
Okay. And how much gear does it have in the back?
488.
That's gonna have to change.
It's a lot
So
of
we're going half-mile racing.
yeah.
You were going eighth
Eighth
mile.
mile,
That
that's
was
a big
perfect
difference,
for
yeah.
that. Yeah. Can we
Very
see
cool.
it?
Down there in the barn.
In the barn.
In the barn. Okay.
Perfect.
Might be some bird crap on it.
Well, don't clean it on our account.
Look, dude, it's halfway built. There's stickers on it already.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect. That means it's fast, right? Oh, yeah.
This thing's cool.
Oh,
And they'd clean it up.
you want to drive it?
Yeah. What do you go around?
You want me to pull it up? No.
Sure, yeah. We'll
Yeah.
get- yeah.
Yeah, you do the
wanna
honors.
Fire it up?
Right now?
Yeah, please. Sounds great.
I have a feeling all those stickers are legit.
Yeah.
Dude, this isn't bad. Like the floor is not, I mean, except for the ventilated trans tunnel, dude, this cage isn't bad either. Compared to some of the other cars with cages we've had, this is not bad. It's so light.
I mean, everything is covered in rust, but it's got some good stuff on it.
Oh, that's not an alternator, that's the electric fan.
That's the electric fan motor.
That's
spinning the water pump.
That's the water pump.
Yeah, it's an electric water pump setup.
Wow.
That's vintage.
So are
That
you
is
running an alternator on
old
here
school.
somewhere?
No.
No alternator. Got it.
All right, so we're gonna need
An alternator.
alternator.
Yeah.
Okay. Put the hood back on it in the air cleaner and go see if it'll do a burnout.
All right, we'll work it out. We'll just get some
Yeah.
100 leaded and we'll be in business. They sell that around here. Aren't we in like the cradle of racing? Do they have that stuff around here?
I think it comes out of
We're
the
in
wells
North-
here.
Yeah. That come out of the faucet.
This is awesome. Oh my God. It's way better than I thought it would be. I gotta be honest with you. Anytime you pull a car out of a barn, it doesn't go this smoothly. And the best part about it is he's taking care of it. He's come out here every now and again, fired it up so the motor's not locked up. You know, it apparently runs. It sounds good. It sounds healthy. But there's just enough things on this car that do need replacing, do need maintaining, and do need modifying that we have work to do that is genuinely gonna be fun. We will be able to improve it. We will make it faster. We will have an epic road trip. Before we do this, I just want to point out something that in no way, shape, or form is going to deter you from what we're about to do.
Uh-huh.
That's duct tape holding the top of the fuel cell to the bottom of the fuel cell.
Oh, great. It's loud. okay before. I feel less okay now. All right, where do we start?
We need a list, dude. We need a list of everything that stops us from getting to the airport.
Yep.
And everything that stops us from beating a Lamborghini.
So we need a multi-tiered list.
Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of levels to
Wants
this.
and needs.
Yeah.
Some sort of
Must-haves.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Hopeful.
And not gonna happen.
Hope we get this.
One bump. There you go. Right now we're taking the spark plugs out. And that's a good, easy way to determine if there's anything seriously wrong with the engine. You know, if there's water in the cylinders, you'll see it here on the spark plug. If there's a lot of oil in the cylinders, you'll see it here on the spark plug. And right now we look good. I mean, they're sooty, it's been running rich, but there's not much oil on the threads. So I say, give it nitrous.
Yeah, that is hot, chunky garbage.
This is what happens when you don't run antifreeze in your radiator, when you just run straight water and it sits around. So we're gonna replace the radiator, we're gonna replace the hoses, we're gonna flush the block out and put probably just a little bit of antifreeze in there. What are the odds that that would go right in the pan? That is right in the pan. Ooh, watch your hand, dude. That was close. Hey, there we go. It's a gusher.
So we decided that we're gonna put on a proper alternator that will run the fan, pulley, and charge the car. And since we have the radiator out and we have all this access, we're gonna do all that stuff now and then work our way back outward.
Look, we have a radiator. It's not the same as our original radiator, but it is a radiator. So we're gonna put it in and go for a test drive.
I'm fabricating this strap, and later, I'm sure when we get to this half-mile race, they'll frown on this heavily. So we got the car all back together, and Tex is nice enough to let us take the car out and make a little bit of a test track in his backyard.
I'm riding under protest, just so you know.
It's fine.
Is there oil in the engine?
Yeah, I think so. It's got pressure.
Oh, okay.
That car runs way better. That was super fun. Sometimes I just need to like get behind the wheel and do a bunch of sliding around. It's pretty much my favorite.
Never before has Roadkill had such success on the first day. I mean, I'm so cocky right now, I'd say we've already won, and we could probably take the next 3 days off and still beat a Lamborghini. But we won't, because there's nitrous. And it's like an atomic bomb. You just have to put the pieces together, you have to drop it, you have to find out what happens when you put nitrous on an engine you know nothing about for a half of a mile. And we will, soon. It's day 2, morning time. We have 2 days left before we are supposed to be racing the Earl Camino for a full half mile. That's right, we have a name, which is important. It is named after Tex Earl, the guy who sold us the car, and also My Name is Earl, great TV show.
Yeah.
What did we accomplish? We sort of have an alternator. It threw the belt yesterday during the test drive.
Test drive.
So I'm not crossing that off. I did cross off radiator because it has one, and batteries.
Yeah.
Because you installed a battery.
I did.
And we crossed off things we bought, sort of. But there's a lot left. I don't think we're gonna do all of this here because that's not much adventure in that. I think we're gonna re-gear it, put a windshield in it, take out the side windows so we don't suffocate.
And hit the road.
And hit the road.
And hit the road.
We're good. I got 3 holes showing.
Yeah, you do. So we've got the car running pretty well. But with the 488 gears, this thing only wants to go about 95 miles an hour. And in a half mile, we're trying to go about 150 or more. So we have a set of 308 gears, which I think technically would put our top speed at like 160.
Oh, it's clean. That's really clean. Look at that.
Yeah.
That probably tastes all right.
The blocks came out all right, but those center pieces are, look at that.
Is that broke?
It's broke. See this square edge here? That's how it should be here.
Yeah, I'll pull it all the way out.
All right, so we have an alternator, but we don't have a complete charging system because we need to connect the output of the alternator to our battery. Except our battery is all the way in the back of this 116-inch wheelbase car, and I only have a wire that long. So I'm gonna do something I'm ashamed to do. I'm actually going to splice the 0 gauge wire that's going to the starter from the battery. I will poke a hole through it, put that through it, and twist it around and wrap it in copious amounts of tape. Because I know the rules, which means you can break them here on Roadkill.
Yeah, 3A off the list. Suddenly I gotta pee.
All right, gears done.
I like that you crossed out gears, but then added mini spool. So the list technically didn't get shorter, but you accomplished something.
I got to cross something off. That was the big move.
Tomorrow we roll.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
First thing in the morning.
Well,
First thing in the afternoon.
tomorrow. For right now, I'm drilling out all of the pop rivets holding this old Lexan to the side of the car because we can't see through it, and making left and or right turns is kind of dangerous. So we're gonna roll without the windows, and maybe, if they require us to, we'll put these back in at the racetrack. If you're ever considering doing this at home, you don't need this many. One here, one here, one here, it'll be fine. Trust me, it's like they were on sale. Big progress today. It's the end of day 2, and we've gotten a lot done. We have a cooling system, we have a charging system, we have a fuel system that leaks, and a rear axle that won't spin on its own, which we'll fix tomorrow. Tonight, we're gonna get a windshield put in it. We're going to program our new ignition system that we finished today, and I anticipate us leaving tomorrow night in the dark, probably with flashlights taped to the front of the car, because we have no headlights. Yeah. So, everything's normal here on Roadkill. Except that Dave's not here, which is weird. It's day 3. I'd really like to leave today because the bugs are bad. The humidity, real bad. The tools, well, they don't exactly work. I'm about to cut this transmission tunnel open with tin snips that are not tinny, nor are they snippy. And we need to finish the wiring. We need to get another seat in here, patch the hole in the floor, and hit the road and find out how truly awful is the Earl Camino. Whew. That's better.
That's beautiful. The diamond plate would be good for when we're running across the transmission tunnel too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want anyone slipping
Exactly.
when they're in here.
Yep.
I hope that would suck that up, but it didn't. Okay, floor's fixed-ish. I just spent 5 minutes drilling out all of the pop rivets holding in the Lexan for the back window, which we can't see through. And I don't know why I bothered to do that, because I could have just done this. That was really strong. Wow, that is strong. This is unreal. Ah.
You're getting there. And it looks super cool. It looks super cool.
Yeah, that's definitely making the episode.
Ah, there it is, ventilated.
Done. 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 Not much left, just brakes and speed and a seat. We're close.
We had Jegs overnight a fresh mini spool. So there's spline pieces here that replace the spider gears. So more or less the axles are now connected to these outside pieces. And there's just 2 big blocks that go between them and connect everything to the carrier with this center post. All right, dude, that's it. One of the last things we have to do is get the brakes working, and we can finally get out of here. So I managed to convince those two to do the drum brakes because they're experts, and I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna do the fronts because it's way easier, and it's just gonna be a fresh set of hard store calipers and some EBC yellow stuff brake pads. Gross. All right, so I've got the new master cylinder in place and it's time to bleed the brakes. I've got this rad Motive Products one-man power bleeder. There's these 2 ports on this plate. I kind of chain this thing down and then I think we just add pressure here and push the fluid through. All right, so the whole system is now pressurized. I'm just gonna go around and crack each bleeder and it should pump all the way through and then I can do this all by myself. All right, so this is race gas.
There goes $8.
Hold on.
12,
There it
14.
is. There it is. There she goes. Great. Damn right. That's what I know.
What are the odds we'd buy a car off Craigslist and the guy would be so cool? Not only would he let us wrench in his garage, he'd rob parts from his own car collection and then tell us to screw up his lawn and do burnouts in his driveway.
It's 1 in a million.
If he had a daughter, somebody should marry her.
I know.
Come on, baby. The Humpty Hump. Please don't catch on fire. Hey, not so bad.
I can't hear anything. Yeah, we're all set to go. But I think maybe the residual effects of Finnegan off-roading this thing, we are puking out transmission fluid, so we're gonna figure out what's going on.
Everything was going smooth. The car does burnouts. We screwed up the man's lawn, spun the tires down the street, brakes worked. Awesome. And then we decided to park the car in the garage tonight so it'd be secure, get up and leave in the morning. And we rolled in here and look, Draguar 2.0. The exact same thing that happened to that Turbo 400 happened to our Turbo 350. It blew out the adapter for the speedometer cable right out of the side of the trans. So tomorrow morning, we get to find one of those off of Texas cars, put it back in there, plug it, fill it, hit the road again, find out what else is gonna break next, because roadkill. Here's our solution to fix the hole in the transmission. It's a lot like a drain plug for a boat. Tighten this nut, the washer squishes down on it and it expands the rubber part. This will plug nearly any hole as long as you can get the right size one. Well, the trans leak is fixed. It is now well into the afternoon and we are finally hitting the road to find out, does the car even work? We've basically only been around the block and we're not going half-mile racing because it's raining at the airport. We are now gonna go to Mooresville, North Carolina, south of us, where there is some drag racing and truck pulling and shenanigans. Oh, we're driving down the road, going deaf.
Yeah.
Passing out on fumes. Everything's good.
Yeah, getting real woozy.
And then, boom! Engine just decides I don't want to run.
Dying or out of gas?
Now listen, it's full. I felt like one little hesitation and then stumble, stop.
That's not good. It has fuel. I have a bad feeling I know exactly what's wrong with this.
Yeah, what's that?
Cam gear, camshaft.
Think that distributor's spinning?
Let's grab tools.
You got any kind of dodgy power on your MSD setup?
Well, yeah, I mean, all the wiring in the car is dodgy.
That's true.
Definitely. Well, it's got power. That ain't right. That ain't right at all.
I'm gonna check for spark.
Yeah, we have spark.
You got it there?
There's spark there. It's not as bad as it should have been, though. And we have troubleshooted the entire ignition system, and we've discovered we have a spark, but it's kind of a crappy spark.
It's like yellow, weak.
So we went down the road, bought ourselves another coil, and of course, that coil doesn't have the same kind of terminal as our coil wire. So we're gonna shove this metric bolt in our coil wire here. We're gonna shove that in the coil. Nothing but the best for Roadkill here.
Oh, look at that, insulating it and everything.
Yeah, notice that's the good tape, the Super 33.
That's right.
And you wanna go vertical when you do this, because you wanna make sure it's on there. Car should run now. It's the next day. We drove a whopping 154 miles. We were in Mooresville, North Carolina, and there is an 1/8 mile drag strip right around the corner here from Custom by Biggins, and we are going to race it tonight after we install the nitrous. You showing off. You know you can roll those, right? Woo! You are a silly, sad man.
We're doing 1/8 mile drag racing because we are poor planners, and our half-mile event got rained out, which is bad because I spent all that time putting these 308 gears in it, and the 488s that came in the car would have been perfect. So we shot ourselves in the foot, and then we will hopefully jam as much nitrous in there as we can to get back to square one. So the delivery of the nitrous and the extra fuel are controlled by these solenoids. You need at least one of each. We've got 2 of each because we have like a dual stage, pretty gnarly. I think it's like a 250 shot kit. So we're just assembling everything out of the original packaging. It's weird, this thing also came with like a bunch of sheets of paper that says instructions on it.
What does that mean?
I have no idea. big and happen to have this monster bottle clamp laying around. We were thinking, you know, instead of running a million small bottles, we have this giant monster mother bottle. We'll just weld it into the car and hit the road.
Well, we're kind of antsy, and it was going to take a while to fill the regular nitrous
Sounds
bottle.
boring.
Why fill it when we just have a full one?
Right to the source.
Right.
Got it.
Holy cow.
Maybe don't throw that in. Next
What is
time.
the lottery up to right now?
I don't know.
God, the cap was on.
This is one of the stupider things I've ever done. We mounted the bottle up, opened up the line, and it is spraying out of the middle of the line where someone might have arc welded it to the battery and almost started fire.
And it's also leaking up here where someone might have plumbed it backwards.
Man,
Who could it be?
both our faults.
Yeah, high five.
Sorry.
You suck. Might have got in the wrong way.
We're here at Mooresville Dragway. I'm about to rip this El Camino down the track and try to beat Texas 780 number. I will do it without the nitrous first, and then we will cram a ton of nitrous into this thing, and hopefully it's fast and doesn't explode.
That means that we've got about a second and a half to knock off the ET using spray. Otherwise, we are fools. And we've spent a lot of time rescuing a barn find drag car and actually made it slower. So, yeah. Back to the pit, turn on the nitrous system, be heroes.
Not bad.
It sounded like it shifted fine.
Yeah.
No more flaring?
Not as bad.
Nice. There's more there, but I say screw it. Let's go right to the bottle.
I'm with that.
All right. I've always wanted to just stick the mother bottle in the car and run it for miles. And we're not going miles, but it still looks amazing to have a missile.
If you want, I'll hold on to it. I'll just keep going.
No, I'd like to have you come back and maybe we'll do this again sometime.
I like it. This button turns on the nitrous.
That's the
Put it on
fun
a full
button.
throttle switch, but this is much funnier.
Don't forget, you have to flip on the headlight switch to arm everything for that to work. And as soon as you go wide open out of the hole, get on it.
Got it.
And stay
on the
on
button. On the button.
And stay on it. This is gonna be crazy.
I think reverse might have left the building.
No way. What did you do? All right, well, we don't need reverse to race.
Yeah.
We'll just push it.
Do it.
Maybe the end of the transmission. Come on, transmission.
Come on!
could have gone wrong went wrong. During the burnout, the wheels wouldn't spin. Then the engine shut off. Then it really didn't sound like the trans was shifting good. We ran a 922 this time. We didn't pick up much, like a couple tenths. So back again.
Hey, I think the car threw the belt, and I'm up here by the big white trailers.
We'll come get you.
This is no good.
Oh, no belt.
Yeah, it broke.
Was the trans slipping too?
Think so. I didn't really feel it was the same time. 9.2 again.
No, didn't you run a 9.8 the last time?
9.2 both times.
Both times?
Yeah.
It sounded like it turned on.
I think so. Didn't go anywhere though.
Okay.
But also, I think that's why it kept stalling at the line.
Is it hot? How hot did it get?
Oh, all the way.
Peg the gauge?
Very hot.
That gauge goes really far. Like
Peg the gauge at 280.
80?
Yeah.
I'm refraining from going, Tony!
It just broke, dude.
All right, let's go get a belt. That'll give it time to cool off.
Yeah, it's perfect.
We can tow you back. I think we pulled too much timing.
Maybe.
I pulled 10 degrees for a 250 shot.
Yeah.
We only put a 150 shot.
They only tell you to pull like 8 degrees for a 250. We only need to pull like 4.
Here's where we're at. Pretty much the transmission is screwed. We don't have reverse. It slips in every gear. We're gonna put more fluid in it right now, a new belt on it, and a whole bunch of timing at the motor because pretty much our first nitrous pass was not clean. We're the only team in the world that goes exactly the same with nitrous as without nitrous. That's not something to be proud of. Well, we put another quart of trans fluid in it. That would be 4 for today. And suddenly we have reversed. So I think what's been going on is we drove all the way here from Texas House with very little to almost no tranny fluid in this thing. Yeah, we need to figure out where the tranny leak is.
You wanna go back to the spot?
Yeah, go back.
So I'm saying the only place I see that thing even wet is like the front corner here, and it's not from the top. It's not from the vent, it's from like the pan seal.
All right, let's try again. Hold on.
Ben, where you at?
I have no idea where it's coming from, but it's coming out bad.
Ah, all right. We tore the center cover off and haven't found any crazy significant leak. We think that it's maybe just the pan bolts being loose. So we're gonna tighten those up and see what happens.
That's something we haven't looked at yet.
There's just no like, oh my God, it's crazy pouring out of here. We don't have that.
Nah. It only happens when you sit there and put it on the converter for a little while and spin the tires. It looks like it's coming out the edge of the pan right down there. Because this side is completely dry.
All right, going out for our third attempt at a third run. We got shut down for transmission fluid leak. Again, heading back out. I think we have to race people now, just to get out there.
Unreal.
Let's see, is the converter soaked?
The converter's not soaked. It's shooting out the side of the pan between the gasket.
All right, let's fill it up.
Now we're gonna put fluid back in it, try to get the level right, and go make another hit.
There you go.
Yeah, that guy let us run.
Yep.
Seems how he owns the place. Okay, should be good.
All right.
Yeah.
Man, that carburetor is not happy.
Hey, leave the ignition off and crank it. Now it's out. Leave it off and let's look at it.
Yeah. Can you spray a bunch of brake clean in it?
Yeah, I did. I cleaned out the air bleeds.
Got it.
But it was doing this before, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's trying to do the same thing.
This isn't the first time it caught on fire.
Yeah, hesitating and catching on fire.
All right, but it runs now. You can drive it over there and we'll put a screwdriver on it.
Yep.
Well, trans is back together, hopefully not leaking. The track guy just told us they're about to end racing. We only get one pass. And right now the car doesn't even want to idle.
Yeah, and it's got a big hole as soon as you step on it.
Yeah, we have no idea, but the carburetor's not happy all of a sudden now that we worked on the transmission. So, turn some screws.
Come into it slowly.
The timing.
Ready?
All right. Fuck. Shut it off. Shut it off. So here's what happened. This has a centrifugal advance system in the distributor, and so it's got a combination of springs and a stop that advances the ignition timing based on load and engine RPM. And what was happening is he's giving it all his throttle and all his fuel, and it's so lazy, it's not giving it any additional spark advance to go with it. So we just put more spark in to begin with, and now it runs. So. Woo! This is gonna work.
If I get up there and do a burnout and the guy doesn't scream at me, I'll be so happy.
No more leaks! Yes! It's gonna work! Yeah! Look! Oh my God. That might be the end of that transmission. Oh, remember kids, keep having dreams, even if you never achieve them. The problem with putting a drift guy behind the wheel of your drag car is when the trans goes and you hit the rev limiter, he doesn't lift. He just keeps going. Well, we worked really hard, and we did bring an old drag car out of a barn for, it hadn't moved in a long time. I'm proud of that, even if we sucked and failed miserably here at the dragster. These people will not forget that smoke show. No, they won't.
Sometimes in drag racing, you pump a bunch of nitrous into a car and really rip down the track. And other times, you'll leave an 1/8 mile slick of transmission fluid trying. But going fast isn't always the point. The Earl Camino took us for quite the ride. We resurrected an old drag car and gave this thing a second chance. And although we didn't run a super fast time, we had a ton of fun. And who knows, maybe you'll see the Earl Camino on a later episode of Roadkill.
Support companies that support Roadkill. Buy your speed parts at jegs.com.
Great job, guys!
It's like a giant golf cart.